Hello again, and Happy New Year's Eve to everybody. Okay, I'm going to start with my backpack because all this stuff that we're looking at has to go in this backpack. That was the back, and this is the front. It's got pockets on the front. It's got a padding in the middle. The reason I bought it is these S-straps, and I'll explain that in a minute. Got all kinds of gadgets, things to hang off of you. 2 pockets on the outside. Okay, the name of this backpack is the OHM 2.0 ULA. It's a private company. They are handmade individually for each person that calls. You actually call a phone number, and the man who developed and owns the company answers the phone, which is amazing. The reason he started this company is him and his wife were thru hikers on the AT. This is a 63-liter bag, which means it will hold 63 liters worth of equipment. And I had told you that I had swapped. This was one of the big 3 that I changed out. I had an Osprey, and it was great. Nothing bad to say about it. It just didn't fit my body. The way I am shaped right now, I need an S curve that comes around on my chest. This part of the bag actually goes underneath my armpits. The Osprey just came straight down, which was uncomfortable for me. Needless to say why. This waistband is adjustable. It goes up and down. It can be moved. Of course, it can be loosened or tightened. Everything on this bed, plus much more, can actually fit into this bag. And you're probably saying, how is that so? Well, we have what we call compression bags and sacks, and I'll show you as time goes on in the videos today what goes in each bag and how it's compressed. But I started with this backpack first because everything's going to go in this backpack. And this backpack, a lot of people name their backpack because it's going to be on their back for 6 months. Thought about calling it by my mother's name because she's been on my back a long time. Different story. But anyway, my backpack weighs less than 3 pounds. That's still, I would love to be lighter, but it's not. Steve's weighs like 1.5 pounds or something. But this is the lightest one and the only one that we can find with the S straps. And so I have hiked with it on short hikes, and I love it. So that is the backpack. Okay, the next part of my big 3 is my sleeping bag. My sleeping bag, as you can see, oh yeah, and the cost of the backpack, and this is approximately, gosh, I don't know. I better not do the prices because I really don't know. But now I would call everything on this, everything with no exception, that we have to take on this trip, even though we have looked earnestly for sales and have been blessed to find sales, everything to me is outrageous. There is huge money to be made in backpacking, and I don't begrudge them the making money, but they make money. So anyway, I don't want to say the price, not because I don't want you to know, but because I don't want to be wrong, but I want to say somewhere around $300 or less. And Steve, eventually maybe we'll do a video because we have all of our receipts. I can tell you every company that we've dealt with no exception, will let you return things for full price within a year, which is great. Okay, so carrying on, the Nemo Rave, it's called a spoon, and I'll actually take it out later and show it to you. It's a 15 degree. It's called a spoon. It's 650 down. And this big, gigantic sleeping bag, it was less than $300. It was on sale. It will compress down into this bag. This bag is waterproof, and it's a compression bag. I'll tell you, these bags, Sea to Summit, I hope they're worth it, because this bag, this one bag, $57. It about knocked my head off. And we don't know exactly that we'll keep that, because my bag, my Nemo, came with a compression. It just is not waterproof. So we'll see about that. Okay, and then the next part of our big three, and I'm not sure yet if I'll carry this or Steve will carry this, but it's our tent. And this is our tent. And it is a Big Agnes. It's a Tiger Wall. It's called a UL3, which means it's a 3-person tent. And the third person that will be on our trip is the Holy Spirit. He doesn't take up any room, but as you can see, all of our stuff will take up room. This is the footprint for the Big Agnes Tiger Wall UL3. I didn't know what a footprint was, but a footprint you put on the bottom of the ground. It protects your tent from any holes or sticks poking through. You know, you still have to be careful. Honestly, I don't know the cost. Steve doesn't tell me the cost of everything, because he knows that I would probably freak out. But this is different. We did have a Big Agnes before. This is much, much lighter. Much, much lighter than the one we had before. Okay, so that's our big three. Our tent, our Big Agnes, my sleeping bag, the Nemo spoon, Rave, and then my backpack. And probably the next important thing to me is our shoes. Now, when we went to get our shoes, our boots, whatever you prefer, this was an all-day experience. REI Equipment Store. I've never met people that were more helpful in helping us pick out shoes. It literally took us hours. What I didn't know is normally I wear a 7.5 in shoes. These are a 9.5. You say, why would you wear a 9.5? Well, because number one, you have on 2 pair of socks. Number 2, as you're going downhill, you do not want your toes hitting the top of this toe pad, because you could lose your toenails. And as you can imagine, there's lots of uphills, there's lots of downhills. Downhills being my favorite. We got the Trail Runner tennis shoes, and we also got the boots. We've worn both. Particularly, I like the boots better because of the ankle support. I love the way they lace. They are Gore-Tex. I've had a lot of people tell me I'm going to be disappointed in the Gore-Tex. But, you know, like they say, hike your own hike. I like them. I have had them wet. My feet have remained relatively dry. But that, of course, has not been hiking on the AT in hours or days of rain. Now, these will be my only daytime shoes. For those of you who know me, that in itself is a miracle. My camp shoes, and when you get to camp, that's what these are, Jap shoes. And these are Crocs. It's the color of my choice, teal. I refuse to be dull. These, I had never owned a pair of Crocs in my life. They just didn't fit my style. And as you can see, they're a women's size 8. They recommend them because the toe box has air, very wide for your toes to relax in the evenings after a day of hiking. They have air holes. These will also be my water shoes if we need to take off our boots and completely submerge our feet as we cross a creek or water. And that's what we'll use. And those are Crocs. I didn't know there's actually a whole store now that sells nothing but Crocs. And if you wanted to get little bling blings to put in each of these holes, I wanted them, but it adds weight. So you can do that. And they come in many, many, many colors and many styles. And it's become one of my very favorite shoes to wear. I really wish I could get them in every color. But okay, so that's my feet. That's my daytime feet, my nighttime feet. Okay, and I'm going to start with my feet socks. Now, these Aningis, I think that's how you say that. This is my winter ones. These are my summer ones. Heavyweight, lightweight. So to begin with, of course, I just wear one pair, and these are toe socks. These toes prevent your toes and your feet from getting blisters. I've listened to, talked to, watched many videos. You're either for them or against them. People say that wear them, that they never, ever, ever get blisters. Now, Steve, he's a one sock person. He may wear, he's got them, but I don't know that he'll wear them. I won't go without them. And because, as I mentioned earlier, one of my biggest fears is wet, cold, I'll probably have 2 pair. And you say, why? Well, if we walk through the water and our feet get soaking wet, what we do is we take off that pair, we clip them to the back of our backpack and let them dry. And in some cases, they'll actually freeze depending on how cold it is. And then as that pair's drying, I'd be able to wear the different pair. So those are my liners. And then on top of that, I will be wearing socks. Now there's 3 kinds of socks that are highly, highly recommended on the trail. Smartwool, Darn Tough, and Farm to Feet. Farm to Feet is a small company. I absolutely love these. You can tell they got fur balls all over them. Not because they say Appalachian Trail, but the biggest difference in the Farm to Feet that we found is this padding on the top. I don't know if you can tell on the camera, but these little lumps right here, they protect the top of your foot from the shoestrings or boot strings, and it really adds some extra padding. And then you have more padding underneath and in the heel and the toe. So I will be taking 1 pair of Farm to Feet. So each day I'll have on a pair of toe liners and a pair of socks. And then I'm taking 2 pair of Smartwools. Oh, excuse me. 1 pair of Smartwool. And possibly 3 Darn Toughs, which are also wool. These are knee socks. I like them because they have the mountains on them. They're actually ski socks. They're knee socks, which are also compression socks that will help with the pressure on my calves from walking and being old. These are calf socks. They are wool. They're Darn Tough. What we love about these products, again, not to beat a horse, but just to let everyone know, the wonderful thing about these socks, all of these socks, Smartwool, Darn Tough, Farm to Feet, they have a lifetime replacement. What? lifetime replacement. As we're hiking the trail, if I wear out a pair of these socks and they get a hole in them, a run in them, they tear up any way, shape, fashion, or form, and I can stop in any store that sells these socks and they will replace it with a new pair. Okay, I'm going to shut off this video for now. It's sort of long, 15 minutes, and all I have done is the big three. Now I'm going to start the next video with my sleeping bag spread out, and then I will go to my other clothes. Thanks, guys. We just love and appreciate all the comments and support. We covet your prayers, and we're just getting so excited to get ready to officially start this through hike, which we really, really believe God called us to do it. So we're going to be obedient and do it. Thank you.